Hey everybody, Jim here. First of all, I'll talk about the obvious. Obviously I've gone babyface. I just, not saying that the facial hair will be gone forever, but during the high temperatures that we've been having here, I just feeling like the facial hair was a little uncomfortable, so I just took it away for right now. With that being said, I wanted to talk about a couple things that have happened recently. One, I want to talk about the Judd fire that happened in the Mule Mountains. That was crazy. Roughly 8,000 acres up in the Mule Mountains went up in flames. I think it was caused by a lightning strike just up in the mountains, and then just an incredible portion of those mountains. We could see it from our land, which is, I would say, probably a good 20 to 30 miles away, and we could just see the flames on the mountains. We could smell the smoke all the way over here. Luckily, I don't think it wasn't around any properties. No one got hurt, so thank goodness for that. Something like that, like, gets you thinking. Of course, we were already aware of the possibility of fires out here. You know, we weren't too worried about that in Coolidge because it was just a dust bowl out there. You know, we're just surrounded by dust and dirt. Over here, though, is a different story. Especially during this dry time between the monsoon season. When it gets up to June, we haven't had there hasn't been a lot of rain for a while. So out here, there's a lot of dry grass and high winds, which can be a bad combination if a fire would happen to start. Now you just get a spark, lightning strike, things could happen. See, we're gonna need to take that into our design considerations out here, and we'll need to plan for fire breaks. We'll also need to have solutions in case fires were to break out. God forbid one of the trailers could catch fire. Anything could happen. We need to have fire plans in place. I think that's just a good thing to have on a homestead, is to think about safety precautions should something happen. You want to be prepared. The second thing I need to talk about, this one's going to be very difficult to talk about because it's hard for me to admit about making mistakes, but they happen, fortunately. But I made a promise, especially with this channel, to help people learn from our triumphs when we do something right, but I also want people to learn from our mistakes. So I'm going to put those mistakes out there. I'm going to try and be honest about that. And here I am, about to throw out a little honesty. I'm going to show you some footage here. I know what you're thinking. The Humanure Hacienda was complete. What happened to the roof? Well, here's the thing. In the other video, I was talking about how proud I was that I was able to use a lot of salvaged material for the build. It was just some of the roofing that I needed to buy. Fortunately, that kind of came back to bite me in the butt. Two things happened with this build. One, the purlins were probably way too thin of material for what I needed for that build. Second of all, the purlin material was probably old and weathered, so that was not a good combination. So right off the bat, that roof wasn't up there very long, and then a wind just kicked up and tore that roof right off. It must have gone at least 500 feet from the Humanure Hacienda almost all the way over to the gate. That was crazy. That's a hard lesson to learn, but I'm glad I learned it. With this build, rather than later on down the road, was much more important building. But still, it's hard to make such a big mistake like that because someone could have gotten hurt or worse. It's very dangerous. So with that being said, with the roof just flying off like that, I mean, it was heartbreaking. I put a lot of effort into putting it up, and then not only is this going to cost us more time, because I gotta put that up again, but it's also gonna cost us more money because all the roofing was mangled. It's tough. But a shout out to Old Camp Ranch. They reached out with some comments. This guy is a carpenter by trade. He seen what I was doing out here and he's like, you're obviously not a carpenter. and that's true. I did do some research going into there, but I didn't do enough. Obviously I should have just done a little bit more research. Obviously not gone with cheaper material, especially for something so integral such as the roof. And you know, one thing that I failed to take advantage of, I mean, there is a wealth of information out there. You know, the internet is just crazy, chock full of information. YouTube, of course, right here. But I've also met a ton of other homesteaders. I feel so fortunate because I feel we've entered into a community full of just really great people. I've met a lot of people doing very similar things that have just been amazing. And they're always willing to lend a hand when you need it. You know, that's the thing. They're very friendly, very generous people. You know, there's Bob Adams and Karen Kulik. Amazing. They've been an awesome help. Derek and Hannah Howlett. They got YouTube channels. Handyman and High Carb Hannah. Great couple. Very nice. I was very fortunate to meet Linda May. One of our neighbors, lives not very far away. Fantastic lady. And of course, last but not least, Brian and Pam Price of Midlife Prices. Excellent channel, check that out. It's like all the people we've met have just been fantastic, very smart, very generous people. And I've really felt that we've entered into a really caring, nurturing community in this kind of lifestyle, which I'm very fortunate for. I hope they feel the same about us, that they can come to us for help if they need it. Well, they might not come to us after they find out about the roof blowing off like that. They're like, let's stay away from these people. I don't know. But that being said, I can't just stay around and just let this defeat crush us. We've already moved on, and we're working hard to fix this mistake. I've already got the new purlins up, using full-on 2x4s, fresh 2x4s. Everything's looking a lot sturdier when we put this roof on. And then, I think for some of these future builds, I might have to reach out to people and just be like, hey, just double check this. What do you think? Especially for the solar project, because I've never done any kind of electrical wiring before like this, to this extent. So I'm definitely going to want someone to double check my work before starting things up, and then like, fire. It'd be the Judd fire all over again. But yeah, this is a hard lesson learned, but we're going to move on. Projects still need to get done. We're going to work hard. We're going to get these done, and we're going to get them done right this time. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe. Please keep watching. Your support means the world to us. Thank you very much. Bye.